Almost 5 years since the end of the conflict, it is important for the Human Rights Council to recall the magnitude and gravity of the violations alleged to have been committed at that time by the government and by the LTTE, which left thousands of civilians killed, injured, or missing. Failure to address the grief and trauma among victims and survivors undermines confidence in the state and reconciliation. In recent years, the government has established various mechanisms with the task to investigate past violations, but none have had the independence to be effective or inspire confidence among victims and witnesses. At the same time, new evidence continues to emerge, and witnesses are willing to come forward to testify before international mechanisms in which they have confidence and which can guarantee their protection. This shows that an international inquiry is not only warranted, but also possible and can play a positive role in eliciting new information and establishing the truth where domestic inquiry mechanisms have failed. We are thus recommending the Council to establish an independent international inquiry mechanism to further investigate the alleged violations of international human rights and humanitarian law and monitor domestic processes.
The High Commissioner's report emanates from HRC Resolution 22/1, which is rejected by Sri Lanka. The High Commissioner's request to establish an international inquiry mechanism to further investigate alleged violations also exceeds the mandate granted by Resolution 22/1. The trajectory that has emerged with regard to this recommendation reflects the preconceived, politicized, and prejudicial agenda which has been relentlessly pursued with regard to Sri Lanka. The government of Sri Lanka therefore reiterates its categorical rejection of the conclusions and recommendations contained in the High Commissioner's report, which reflects bias and is tantamount to the unwarranted interference in the internal affairs of a sovereign state.